Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another one of my fall eyeshadow looks. This is a series that I'm currently doing on my channel. So just in case you're not familiar, I recently did a video where I shared with you guys all of my favorite palettes for fall. So for each video in the series, I'm taking one of those palettes and I'm doing a different eye look with them for fall. And I'm also pairing it with a different lip for each of the videos. So this is the eye look that we're going to be doing today. And I use the Ulta Blushing Blooms palette for this one. So let me show y'all what color scheme we're working with for today. So we're doing like hues of like pinks and browns. And I feel like this color, this look is like kind of like a pinky, bronzy, smoky look. I don't really know what to call it, but I think it looks nice and rustic because of the brown and the smokiness. And I like the fact that it has like hues of pinks and rose gold because those are two of my favorite colors. So before we get into the video, and I think that this is going to be relatively short because I won't know until I go back and edit it, but I feel like I got through this video pretty fast, so I think this is going to be kind of quick. But before we get into the video, if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is SonyaNicole. I really hope that you'll consider subscribing while you're here today. If you do subscribe, please let me know in the comments so I can be sure to say thank you. And of course, for those of you who are already subscribed to the channel and you're a returning visitor, welcome back and thank you so much for coming back. And as always, thank y'all so much for your continued support. Okay, you guys, let's jump right into it. Okay, so I think this is actually going to be pretty quick, or at least I did this eye pretty fast, so we'll see. So I'm going to be starting off with the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly, and I'm just going to put this all over the lid. And I think a lot of y'all know by now that I go back and forth between this and the e.l.f. Putty Primer in the shade Rose. So today I decided to go in with this one because I thought that the colors were going to be kind of muted, but I actually think that these shades look much more pigmented than I was expecting. Like, even though I have used this palette before, I used other shades, so I just wasn't expecting the colors to be quite as pigmented as they turned out to be. So thinking that they were going to be more muted, I went with the lighter of the two eye primers that I normally use. Okay, so going into the palette, I'm starting off with this shade here. This is going to be my main lid color. So I feel like in the pan, this color looks very brown and very bronzy, but it has like a really nice hint of pink when I put it on the lid. So I'm just going to brush this over most of the lid. See, I feel like you can see a good amount of pink in there. I know I said a hint of pink, but I actually think you can see like a good amount of pink when you start to brush this onto the lid. But in the pan rather, it looks like a bit more brown to me. But anyway, I'm putting this on the majority of my lid, going almost all the way into the inner corner and leaving just like a little space on the outer part of the lid. And then when I was doing the outer part of the lid on this eye, I kept going back and forth between this shade here and then this other chocolate brown shade over here. I decided to go with this one just so that the entire lid area could just be shimmery. That's really the only reason I picked that. So I'm going to go in with this one here and put that on the outer corner of my lid. And I'm just packing this one on, and I am letting it overlap the first shade just a little bit. And just making sure I'm getting right up in this area here where my lid tends to fold over. I'm going to pick up some more of that color on a different brush, but I'm only picking up just a little bit. And I just want to drag this into my fake crease area. That's what I call it. I'm just dragging it into this area just a little bit. I'm actually going to brush off some of the color. I'm just using like a little color switcher. And then I'm going to run this into this crease area here. And then switching to yet another brush, but I'm still sticking with that same brown shimmery shade. I'm going to use this for the lower part, the outer part of my lower lash line. I really like this brush for doing my lower lash line. It's a lot bigger than what I'm used to using, but I really like this because it lets me like apply the color and blend it out at the same time. Whereas now I feel like I used to use like a very defined like liner brush. I feel like that one was just making the color look a bit too defined on the lower lash line, and this one makes it look a bit more like blended and buffed out. So I've been using this pretty much every time I do my eyeshadow. I've been using this brush since I got it. We got this in BoxyCharm. I think that was just last month that we got this brush. Yeah, because I haven't been using it for that long. So I'm just going to put just a little bit more on the eye that's already done. So I feel like I brought this one in just a little bit more than I wanted to. So I'm just going to take my little sponge that I used for my under eye concealer. I'm going to see if I can just brush some of it away. It looks a little bit better, but I still feel like I brought it in just a bit too far, but it's not too bad. Okay, so now I'm going in with this matte pink shade here, and this is what I'm going to be using to buff the whole look out. So I'm just using my fluffy blending brush, and because I don't have a lot of like lid space to work with, I like using this brush here because it's nice and fluffy, but it's small. So if you're like me and you don't have like a lot of space between your eyelid and your eyebrows, this particular brush, which is the M506, the Morphe 506 brush, it's really good because it has like a smaller brush head. So I'm just using that pink shade and I'm blending it all around the dark brown shimmery shade. And I'm bringing it all the way in to the inner corner. And I feel like, let me see here. So I think on this eye, I can see a lot more of the brown, like in my fake crease area. So I'm gonna pick this brush back up, going into this shade a little bit more. And I think I'm gonna deepen out this area right here. Yeah, that looks better already. All right, now I'm going back to that other brush and I'm going back to the pink, and I'm just going to add a bit more of the pink up at the top. I guess I'll know like when I go back and edit, but it feels like I am going pretty fast with this. I feel like this is the fastest one that I've done so far. Okay, and lastly, I'm picking up a bigger fluffy brush. This doesn't have any product on it. It just has like a little bit of residual product from when I did this eye, but when I did this eye, I didn't pick up any eyeshadow with this. I'm gonna take this brush and I'm just gonna lightly brush it right in between the brown and the pink shades. And this is just to kind of like, even though I do want dimension in the look, I also kind of want to flatten these out a little bit just so that they're really nice and blended. And I'm just trying to get rid of the harsh line in between those two shades. So I'm holding the brush like all the way back, just enough so that I still have control over the brush, but I also want to have a light hand when I'm doing this, just so that I'm not, you know, brushing too hard. I just want to blend it so that the two colors just fuse into one another. And I'm also going to blend on this side as well. And then I'm going back in one more time. I actually think I'm going to take, this is the brush that I used for my lower lash line. I'm going to deepen out this area right here. And then I'm going to go back in with just a little bit more of this matte pink shade. And I'm going to do like one final blend, like right up in here. Just in case you guys are new here, because I know I say the same thing in every video, but when I do this eye, working with this area right here is just very tricky for me because of the way that my skin like folds over like right on the corner. So that's why I keep having to go back and forth with my blending. And I feel like no matter what I do, it just doesn't look I guess in my mind, perfect, but you know, I keep going back and forth because this area is just like really hard to work with because of the way that my skin folds down on that lid. This eye, the skin folds down more than it does over here. Okay, so that's what we're looking like. Oh, I forgot my inner corner. Forgot my little highlight. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this shade here. This is just like a light shimmery pink shade. That's gonna be my inner corner. So I'm just gonna plop it right up in here, but I'm also gonna drag it up into the lid just a little bit. I feel like dragging it up this way, to me it makes my eye just open up a little bit better. So that's why I always do that. And then I'm taking a bigger brush, going back into that same shimmery color, and I'm just going to dust it right on the arch of my brow, because I like using a big brush up here because I like for the brow bone highlight to kind of like come down onto the look instead of it being concentrated right up there. Okay, so now I'm gonna do my eyeliner, Rare Beauty eyeliner and Essence mascara. I'll do this off camera and then we'll come back and finish up with the lips. Okay, let me know what y'all think. I really like this one. I think this is my favorite look so far. I think because it looks pink, it has like kind of hues of rose gold to it, and those are two of my favorite colors. And then I think with the brown, like the smokiness, but it's brown, not black, to me that gives it like a nice fall vibe. So this is definitely my favorite eye look so far in this series. So normally when I do a look, like an eye look, and I feel like it's kind of coming off kind of like smoky, vampy, a little bit dark, I like to balance it out with doing like a lighter lip or like a nude lip, but I think I'm gonna go with a vampy lip for today. So we're gonna be using the Fenty matte lipstick in the shade PMS. So that's what this one looks like here, and I'm gonna finish everything off with this. Okay, so now that I have this on, I actually think it looks very similar to another lip that I used, and I don't think it was too long ago. I know I used this one. This is the Too Faced Natural Nude Lipstick in the shade Indecent Proposal. So let me show y'all the two lipsticks side by side. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I said that I wanted to try to use like a different lip for each of these videos, and I feel like these are quite similar. Like this one definitely has more red in it though, but I have to go back and look at the video because it does look nice and like burgundy and reddish on my lips. I don't know, I'm thinking it might be a bit too similar to this one. So if y'all remember that video, let me know what y'all think. So this is my completed look. Just so you'll know, I was thinking about using this lip gloss. I was going to do a brown lip liner and this lip gloss from Essence. This is the Shine 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 lip gloss in the shade, this is in the shade Bright On. So let me know in the comments if you think you would have preferred this lip with this eye look. So, but yeah, I like it. It definitely is vampy, but I do really like it. So this is my completed look using the Blushing Blooms palette from Ulta Beauty. So let me know what y'all think. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video today. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and I really hope to see y'all back here for my next one. Don't forget to subscribe before you head out today. But until my next one, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.